I've got to do Alan's log.
Yes.
Welcome to Alan's log 7. There you go, done.
By like rivers flowing into one. All I feel is rain. I'm just waiting on tomorrow today. Song, even though they're gone and their shadows right in the other side, and all I feel is rain, 'cause I'm seeing this whole world turn again, and all I feel is rain, and I'm just waiting on tomorrow.
Welcome to log 7. As I promised in log 6 that I was going to bring you this time about infrared lights on your cameras. Now, as you can see here, I've got my camera I use for walk around. It's taken me years to get one I do like and I'm happy with, which I'm happy with this. It's not too big. It might you think, well, that's quite big, you know, but it isn't. So I can put down anywhere, you know, if I'm putting it down there, you know, on things to capture what I want to catch, and basically with the mic it does me fine. As you know, and people that know me, I have had a lot of cameras in the years, but I always stick with the Sony cameras because they're reliable. I've looked on a lot online, and people buy the converted cameras. I don't recommend. It's a certain make and model I wouldn't even touch. It's a JVC. Basically, they're a very poor camera. You can't do much with them when they're converted. You can only use them at night. And usually, when you do get them and they've been converted, you have problems with the sound, because they've had them to bits. These cameras, what I've got, have never been taken to bits. They've come out of the box, and basically, you know, you get the genuine article. And it can cost a lot of money, but then you can do it pretty cheap if you search around for some of these cameras I'm going to show you. But stay with this camera for a minute. What I'll do is I'll show you a bit of footage coming up, filmed with this camera. Before I do that, now this infrared light here I got off eBay. Now it's a security infrared light. This is a 12 volt battery pack because it gives you the most best, you know, performance. It lasts longer, and 9 volt is just completely bloody useless if you ask me. You just don't get no benefit at all. This one, if you have a look, that was clear. It was too powerful. As you know, if you have too much of a bright light, it's like a kind of bright circle there, you get a flare, and that cuts that down a lot and does it just right and gets me what I want. So if I show you this, it was filmed by this. It was filmed at Fort Whitley, And I'd like to give a group a shout here, Afterlife, which I popped down to Fort Whitley the other week with, and thought I'd do log 7 with the infrared lights, you know, because you can see it in the dark. But anyway, this was filmed in the moat as I climbed down into the moat, and you can see how far this can go. And that's being restricted too. If I took the restriction off, it probably just, that for that distance, it'd be like daylight, if you know what I mean. So this is a bit I'm going to show now, if you want to have a butcher's at this.
There's no way I'm going down. I like the way you're going to the edges, Alan. That's very thoughtful. Do an EVP session out there.
Oh, there. There's windows to the...
Right, we're going dark?
Right, this is when I'm using the infrared light, the 12 volt one. Now, I turn the camera around and I turn the 12 volt illuminator off. There you go. Now you can see this is only using the camera illuminator, which is picking up the lens hood. As you can see, it's just the shape of it. Now that's the illuminator on the camera. Now this is the 12 volt back on. As you can see, it illuminates everything up in pitch black, which does the job really nicely. I'll go over this camera a bit. It's the Sony HDR SR8. Now I've had a couple of these, but I really like the camera, so I searched online and I found one. It was in the box. It's been used about 3 times, the person did, and I paid a lot of money for this to get the newness out of it, and I've had no problems with it, and it's been absolutely brilliant. The microphone I've got on here, which if I take that off, if you have a look, this little, it's like a cold shoe. It fits onto the top of the actual camera itself. It screws down. You can get these on eBay for, I think I paid, they vary, I think I paid about a tenner for that one, and which helps a lot because you can connect on there. I made the bracket up to go like that so the microphone wouldn't go on. So if I take the camera off this, that's the camera, and there you go, this here. Now you can build this, what I've got here. I don't know about prices on these batteries now because they have gone up a lot. I don't know if that's because of the EU rubbish we're going through at the moment, but I don't know. But these go for about £30 now upwards, which I've looked online. Now, the horseshoe bracket, that cost I think about £14. The infrared light itself was about £20. So work the maths out yourself. I reckon about 60 quid will cover this, to build this. You can connect any camera onto that if you want, and you've got a really good infrared light to go around, and it's not very heavy, as you can see. Now getting to that, I'll put that there. I've seen online one of these tripod they do, they make a bracket to go across here. This is a 12 volt illuminator. That's kind of bolted on the back of it. Literally, room here. Set the camera up on top of that. Bob's your uncle. You've got a good illuminator. But when I tell you that these illuminators, right, are really good. Now, I only use this occasionally if I'm in a place and I plug this into the mains, because it does draw a lot of power. And probably a 12 volt battery, one of these 12 volt batteries would only probably last an hour and a half on it or something like that. But it's a very good illuminator when you plug it into the mains. Good for houses and things like that, but it would be too bright. Be good for like a place like a theatre, when you need that light across the seats and things like that. Absolutely fantastic if you can plug it in anywhere, which this isn't pat tested yet, but I am a pat tester, so I will pat test anything I'm using in like a private establishment. But I've seen these with the tripod go for £350. To me, that is a bloody rip-off. You can do that, make that, what I've just showed you, for probably about £70. You could get it done cheaper. By the time you bought the tripod, made your bracket up yourself and done it. Trouble is, with the paranormal world today, it's a lot of rip-off going on with cheap products which are slammed together and sold for a fortune. Being experienced, and what I fell for it, I've bought stuff and all that. I don't know if you've seen these lights on eBay. Let's show you close up. This is probably made better than the ones on eBay. As you can see, you can't see the battery. This I built myself. I thought, how easy can it be? And it was a long time ago I built this. It's got a 9 volt battery in it. It's not bad. It's all right for small rooms if you're doing houses, you know, going around with it on top of your camera. It's fine. Yeah, brilliant. But bigger places, it's absolutely useless. Now that cost me £6 to make. £6. The bulbs you can buy off Amazon. The switches cost you £1. That I got out of an old toy. What got the 9 volt battery in it. The dearest thing on here, I think, is this shoe here. That is the dearest thing on that. I can understand them making them and, you know, selling them for, I think for £30 they sell them, so that's not too bad, isn't it, really, if you think about it. But I won't buy one. I'll make one myself. But yeah. And another thing I use for my infrared lights are these. Now, if you have a look at that, it's got 4 high-powered infrared lights, which are fine, brilliant lights, absolutely fantastic. I have no trouble with these at all. This is slightly different kind of. This is a 12 volt pack you can buy. Yeah, these are like a bit Chinese-ish, but they're okay. Never had a problem with them. The only thing I do say with them is the charger you get with them, which is that one. Do not leave them alone plugged in. They get very hot. What I did, I purchased a English one to do mine. I bought these ones, these 12 volt batteries. These ones you can actually charge your phone up on as well. It's got a tester switch on it. See what you got in there, look. All that is clamped to the back of that. My cold shoe on that. And then basically that will go onto that. That gets plugged into there. And that will go on a tripod. All compact, static camera. These last, it depends how cold it is. These 12 volt packs will last, say, 4 hours on a really cold night, if you know what I mean. I've got spare ones. When they do run out, I'll connect. I don't really, you know, do replace them that often on ghost hunts. But on a warm, like a warm house or something like that, we're doing and all that, that will last all night, no problem. If you get these ones, now these infrared lights, these are about 9-10 quid on eBay to buy. These are more expensive. These are around about, say, I think they're gone up to about 40 quid now. These 12 volt packs. That shoe there's about 2 quid. So you're looking at about 55 quid just for that, which to me is good value for a good illuminator that won't let you down. Whatever you do, don't touch these. You've probably seen these. A lot of people run them on 9 volt batteries. What I found with these, and I've got a load of these, until I went over to these ones, which no trouble at all. But these, if I connect, I don't know if you can see this, if I connect a battery to it, can you see the bulbs are gone? That's the problem they have. They burn out. Not so much on the 9 volt if you're using the 9 volt, but I've seen them burn out on 9 volts. And I don't get them anymore because of that problem. Now, this other camera I use here, sometimes I walk around with this one, but this one's a card one. It's not a hard drive one. This was new in the box. I got this, and the person I bought it off is an HDR CX11. Used it once, put it back in the box, never used it again. And that's how I like to buy my cameras, hardly used. As you can see, is full night shot on it. But it's card. It takes a card. It's not hard drive, which is fine. The batteries I use on my walk around one are these things. For my statics, I use these things, which is the same battery, but it's a more capacity and lasts forever. There is, I don't know if this battery's got any power in it, but what I will show you, which you can't do with a converted camera. With a conversion camera, which I really hate, that if you use it during the day, it will break, because all they do is take the filter out inside. And you can read up and they say, oh, they've replaced it with a filter and it's done properly. It's not. Take it from me, it's not. They've just taken the filter out for the, you know, which stops the infrared light coming in. If you use them during the day, you'll bust them. They just end up knackered, if you know what I mean. If you have a look, that's on, yeah? That's on normal camera mode. When you want to go to night vision, you're on night vision. Yeah? If you want to film during the day, boom. You film during the day. Easy as that. No mucking around with, you know, oh my god, I can't use this camera because it's converted. And no one's had a screwdriver to it. That's a good thing. But that's that. Right, this is my full spectrum camera. I converted this myself. It took me, what, 20 minutes, something like that. Which is, they're very easy to do, but I had a problem with this one because you've got the sound record mic on it. I put it all back together and I didn't have no sound on it, but then I took it back to bits and found out one of the wires fell off, so I soldered it back on, fair enough. And that was all sorted. But say this took me about 20 minutes to do. If you're, you know, familiar with cameras and all that, I don't suggest you to, you know, take a camera apart because it can be fiddly, very fiddly. But power there, I haven't used it for a while, but as you see, she's all like full spectrumed up there. No stupid filter on bullshitting about here. It's just I've just taken out the filter out of it, so it's not getting infrared. So it's letting the infrared through. But yeah, that's it. It is basic, and this is just basic information about it. But I don't recommend you to, you know, go and get someone's camera and start pulling it to bits. The other cameras I use that one which just showed you, is which I think is a lovely little camera, which these are Sony's as well, obviously, but it's HDR SR5. Now, I've got a couple of these, few of these, which I use for statics, and that's a Sony wide angle lens on this one. This is a good little camera. That 40 gig hard drive, I don't go anything over. I think that one's a 60 and that one's a card, obviously, but it's not worth going over. That does the night. You can get about 8 hours footage in good quality on this, so that's basically in full HD, so that's long enough, isn't it? Yeah, so the big old illuminator I showed you there, which made me laugh, because when I see a certain person selling one of these on eBay, which is all good and fine for 350 quid, but you can get yourself a bloody good camera for that. But a lady commented, I remember reading a lady commented saying she wanted a good illuminator to carry around with her small camera, which I gathered which was the size of this camera here, which is only a small one, isn't it? Or one like this, you know, or do you want me to get all the other ones out? But anyway, and I think the comment back was you can take it off the tripod and carry this bloody great big, imagine this, carrying this around with a great big bracket. It is really taking the mickey, really. But so I'll show you this one I've made. This one is, you know, you've got your 12 volt battery, bit of electrical tape around there, nice and sturdy on there. This is a kind of it's a camera bracket for putting a light on. You can buy off eBay. I think you'll probably find that's about, what, say 4 or 5 quid on eBay. They do plastic ones. This one's a metal one because I always get some metal ones because they don't bend. But you got to watch, read the description when you do look at them. See if this is made of aluminium. If it's not aluminium, plastic, don't bother. But get the aluminium ones because they do not bend. The really cheap ones are plastic and they're a bit kind of bendy. But anyway, I don't know if I can get that going because these have got sensors on. No, it won't go. Yeah, it is going, but there you go. They've got little sensors on them, so when it gets dark, don't waste your battery, see? You can see how bright that is on a normal camera running a 12 volt, and this hasn't been charged, 12 volt battery, and it was used on the Fort Widley ghost hunt most of the night Sunday. You have a look at that, see the difference? But anyway, I don't know how much power is in that battery. This, 4 quid, 10 quid. Battery, as you say, I used to be able to get them for about £22, these batteries, but they've gone up now, so I'll say 30 quid. So basically looking at about £45 to get you a good illuminator. You wouldn't need another one if you've only got one camera. Basically your camera will screw onto that, obviously, and this is what that lady, and I didn't want to comment and say about the lady if she wanted I'll share her some stuff, she can build this, you know, type of thing, because I suppose the person that was selling this 350 quid illuminator would have just commented back on me and come out with a load of crap, if you know what I mean. But anyway, once you rig it all up and you get it kind of like that, and get your wires right, and you know, bend these wires out of the way because there was another camera on here. Do that up tight, and there you go. You can easily walk around with that, like that. See, brilliant illuminator you got, and that would do just as good as my big walk around one. Not heavy, so you imagine that on there. Like on drugs, isn't he? But just carrying something like this around on the camera. No. But anyway, there you go. It's good. And as you say, as I say, the prices have gone up on stuff lately. So I think when I built this cost me, for this infrared light, I think it cost me around about 25 quid to build that. About 25, about 30 quid altogether. Because I already had the the light bracket for the camera. So that's about it for the cameras. As you say, I use that. That's the cameras I use. I don't use thermal cameras that lot. I've got thermal camera, but I do not use it because it can be debunked a lot. I've done like something around the house with it, and basically I'm looking at the front door down the corridor, and it's a great big figure there. It's just my reflection off the double glazed door, which is showing my shadow as a heat type of thing. So you could be walking around with a thermal camera and you've got shiny objects and all that. You get a little bit of reflection, it will literally show as a hot part, because it's just strange how they work. So I'm very a bit skeptic with the old thermal cameras. They've got to be used right. Now, when you're in like a wooded area or something like that, and you've got a figure that's walking through the woods, yeah, fair enough. That's but you've got to make sure if you're doing it in a building and all that, nothing behind is a shiny object or shiny surface, because you'll get a reflection from that, and it will show as a heat, some kind of heat on the thermal camera. So I don't really use it that often. I prefer to stick with the normal standard HD night vision, and as you know, with using the external mic on the walk around camera, I pick up a lot of EVPs on this as well. And this microphone here, I've got a few microphones, quite a few. I've got a little one, I've got a big one, I've got this one I use. Now, I would love to have a road mic, but this is the next best thing. Now, it's similar in design, as you see. That's the make of it. You've got your wind. It's quite well built, actually. Takes a AA battery, which is in there. You see. Very sensitive mic, as you can hear. I love to have a Rode, but as you say, these are £19, £20 to buy. If that was a Rode I was old, and you're talking over £100. And this, which I watched on YouTube, a bloke done a test, and this was 97% the quality of a Rode mic, you know. So that 3% is absolutely fantastic for a cheap mic, and it comes in a lovely box, and you get your little rubbers, replacement rubbers on there and all that, and it's, yeah, well worth it if you're going to buy a mic, external mic. A lot of these cameras I've got, only me walk around one, you can put an external mic on, but these cameras you can't. You can by getting a special, if I show you, take that off. I'll take that off. Right, it can be a bit fiddly, these things. But these are hot shoes connectors that will flap over, and what it do, it opens up. And if you have a look in there on the Sony's, these, you can get the converter. It goes on there, and you can have and that will use as a mic. You can put a mic on that converter. But them converters for that, because they're a hot shoe, you've got the power that goes in there, a bit like a normal camera does, you know, the old these things, you know, they got the. They when I last looked was about over £100 and something to buy one of them, and I thought, wow, it's not really worth it. Their microphones are brilliant anyway on their cameras, always have been. On Sony's. But as you say, the reason why I use one on the walk around one, because it's a hard drive, and that does pick up the hard drive a lot. So that quiets it half down a lot. That does have that microphone on it. The cameras I use for my logs. Now I'll start, because this was a new thing I started on it with the logs. So I've just got this for this, but GoPro Hero, I use the LSD one. That's actually a very good camera, but the only thing I don't like about these is, on these, I don't know if you can renew this thing, if it ever got scratched, because the GoPro LCD one, you can't take it out of the protected case. Someone told me this is glued on and you can get it off. But if it ever got scratched, I don't know what I would do. You know, would have to renew it somehow. But We use the GoPro Hero 3, which basically that's the GoPro Hero 3 with the external mic. I've just bought this. I've got another one, a little one, which is brilliant, but I have not tried this one out yet. So let's see how that goes when I do try it out. So I've got a GoPro Hero 1, which I use as well. And this is my first little sports camera I use, and they're pretty good if you want a cheap camera. This is a proper SJ cam. Don't get the fake ones, because you can buy them on eBay for about £14, which are not very good at all. I bought one off there just for the brackets, because the brackets are worth getting, for about 11 quid, but the camera I chucked in the bin. It looks well made, but it's not. But this is original SJ cam. You know it's original because they go for about £40 to £60 on eBay, which you get the protected case with it. Similar to the GoPro, takes absolutely fantastic pictures, really, for what it is. You know, but don't get the fake. It's a lot of fake ones of these going around, and you don't really want a fake one, don't you? But still, if you're going to do a good picture quality, it's going to have to be a GoPro, I think. But this one, if I show you a bit of footage of what this filmed, you'll be well impressed. Yeah. So have a look at this. Right, it's from one of my logs. So I think it was log 5, wasn't it? Yeah, I think log 5. This filmed that. You can see the quality of. I think it was the Portsmouth Castle one. The quality of the picture. Look at that. That is good quality for a camera. Now I picked this brand new in the box. I picked it up for £25? Yeah, someone was selling it off cheap. I don't know if they fell off the back of a lorry or something, but yeah, that's what I filmed that with, and it's a smashing picture. That's what I used to walk around Portsmouth Castle with. This one. Which you can't connect external mic to, which is a shame. But these are about £240 to buy. It was a Christmas present, yeah. But this one, the GoPro is a new one to my edition. This one, the GoPro Hero 3. I bought it. I've just bought a skeleton case for it. Now the skeleton case, I would never ever. It's a cheap aftermarket one. Except the back touch bit isn't. That's proper GoPro. But the skeleton with that, so I can put the mic on it, is not a proper GoPro one. I would not chance that. But it does the job. You know, it looks all right and it's fine. Quite happy with it, and it gets a nice little cover you get with it. Oh, not that one. You put a nice little cover you get with them. Look. And what you do, you even get a spare, because I haven't got it on there now because you get a cover to go on that, but you get a spare cover if you lose that one. A battery cover you get a spare one for. You know, just look around on eBay on stuff, and I'll tell you what, you'll get a bargain. You will do. Let's say my SJ. It's got a cover I can put on that one there. But yeah. But to my opinion, these are my best cameras. I've got my best effects. We still use the high 8 and video 8. a lot of people ask us why we still use that. It's because it's a complete different format, and we like to experiment with formats. I don't have any of the cameras now. Richard from the group does have the correct cameras. He uses them, and he gets some really good footage from them. The picture quality is not quite as good as HD, obviously. We all know that, but we're recording onto tape. Anything happens paranormal way or whatever in like that can affect one of them cameras more than one of these cameras, which we've had in the past, and we've got some really weird stuff going on with that. With the high 8, that's why we've kept the high 8s, always use them, you know, to as long as we can. I've been on many ghost hunts with many groups, and I think it was a certain group I went with, which we got, I don't know, it put me off, actually it put me off the paranormal world completely. Which is the Fratton Park film on our. Now, we got a lot of flack for that because we got this start. We didn't know it was going to hit the evening news, or you know, the news. We got the footage. We put it on there. Say, look, this is weird. We got a dark mist here, sort of thing. It's just strange, but it hit the news, and. The certain group we went to got really nasty about it because they weren't mentioned. Now, this wasn't our fault. Basically, I was at work. I had a phone call from the newspaper. It printed it, and I did tell them who we went with and all this, and they straight on front page saying, you know, it was our thing. So we got a lot. And before the person from the group come back to us and asked what was going on, type of thing, they put all over their website, oh, what a bunch of idiot, you know, bastards and things like that, excuse the language, but, you know, and it really, so hang on, you should know what the media's like, you know. They're only interested in the story, they're not interested in, you know, the back part of it. But as soon as the reporter rang me up and said, look, he's been on the phone, chucking his dummy out the pram. So I said, look, just give him a mention, just shut him up, because it's no skin off our nose. We're into the paranormal, we're not into selling tickets and, you know, and the money grabbing scheme of everything. And, well, basically, it was in the paper the next day on page 300 and something, no, page 38, little thing, Bob saying, this is the group, it organised it and done it. As soon as that was on their site, it came up, all tickets are selling like hotcakes for our next event at Fratton Park. Well, if you're going to be in the paranormal just for the money, well, I'm not interested in you. Basically, that's it. All this stuff you see, what I've showed you, is come out of I'm a hard-working person, and we spend our money on our own money on this stuff to capture the paranormal. We don't make no money at all, really, off our events. If we do, it goes like it's probably, I think, the most we've ever made was 40 quid on an event. Usually we pay our own tickets, and don't forget that if the 40 quid we made, we have food as well. That money ends up getting taken up by the food. We've got insurance to pay, which 40 quid don't go very far. That gets paid monthly, the insurance, so you know it don't go very far at all. But so we don't make nothing, and I don't mind not making anything. Luckily, we got enough to pay for the venue, or we do a lot of private ghost hunts, as you know. It just kills me sometimes why it's a lot of teams out there like this who just wants to make money. At the end of the day, I will pay 2-3 grand to go on a ghost hunt. If I don't mind if I catch a ghost, you know, out of my own pocket. I'm not interested in making money. I want to film ghosts at the end of the day, and that's why I'm into all this. How long it's going to last, I don't know. You know, it depends how the paranormal world goes at the moment, which is getting very nasty at the moment. But yeah, so that's about it. I've shown you the cameras. If you want to start this game up, you know, go hunting and all that, just follow my instructions with the bits and pieces here and you won't be let down. But what I'm saying before I go, do not buy a converted cheap camera, especially if it's a JVC. So catch you on log 8, catch you later guys, bye.
Are you in that room? Behind me?
What was that?
That's that.
Yeah.
What the f*** was that?
There is something.
Rewinded. No, it's not. I didn't say a word, did I?
No, you didn't.
Because I can't do this.
That was it.
Are you here?